What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and to a new series that I'm calling Homekeeping. This series is my chance to sit down and talk to you about everything that's going on in my season and things that are going on around football, and also for me to be able to give you some advice and little tips that I've been given. In this video, I'll be giving some tips to goalkeepers and young players that are getting ready for pre-season or that are getting ready to go and trial with a new team. My first bit of advice that I'd give to anyone is something that I was told as a youngster when I was going for trials, is just to keep things nice and simple and easy. Scouts and coach will be much more impressed with you when you consistently do the basics and the fundamentals of the game correct. Obviously, everyone loves doing that 60-yard diag, or for a keeper, everyone loves making those top bin saves, but it's the simple things that will get you noticed. Doing everything consistently and making things look simple. If you watch Alisson play, he makes every single save look very, very simple, and it makes him look 10 times a better goalkeeper than at the moment what Jordan Pickford does. Throughout trial games and trial training sessions, if you're able to keep things nice and simple whilst adding in bits of your own personality into the game, so keeping it nice and simple with 5-yard passes, 10-yard passes, turning and playing back if you have to, and then adding in the 50-yard passes, the diags, the switches of play, if you're able to add those in, or even dribbling around the play, if you're able to add that in, that's great. When you're in those trial games, I'm not saying that you have to ditch everything about your own personality, because otherwise then you just become sort of a robotic player that is doing things textbook way, and obviously not every football match and not every football player plays football the textbook football way. Everyone has their own little bits that they add into their game, which makes them their own unique player, and obviously that makes you different to other players that may be in that same situation as you going for a trial. What you do might put you above that other person that you're playing next to. My second piece of advice to all the young players and young goalkeepers is to play for enjoyment. Yes, I am a player that loves to win, and I love to win trophies, and I love seeing my team at the top of the table, but at a younger age I feel that there's so much pressure put on players now that they need to succeed, they need to be at academies, they need to be winning games and stuff, and I feel like that's the wrong way to go about things. When you're younger, that's when you really develop a love for the game. That's when I developed my love for the game. I feel that's the same for most people that play football and be involved with football for so long, is that when you're younger, when you're playing with your mates, when you're enjoying your football, that's when your love for football really starts to develop, and I feel like that needs to still be a priority for the younger keepers, is that they're enjoying their football, they're enjoying going training, they're enjoying playing the game, they're enjoying watching it as well. You don't necessarily have to watch it to say that you really like football when you're younger. I feel like you should be focusing on the fundamentals of the sport, sort of like just simple passes for goalkeepers, simple catches, being able to talk to your defenders, talk to the team, give directions. And I feel like if you're doing that at a team that you like with your mates, I feel like you'll pick it up a lot quicker and you could develop a lot quicker, as opposed to being at a team that you don't really know anyone, not too sure about the coaches, or there might be different situations that you might not enjoy whilst being at that club, and that could hinder your development. Thirdly, don't worry about mistakes. Every single person that has played football has made a mistake, either in a game or in training. It doesn't matter. Even the professionals will make mistakes throughout the games. Since Project Restart has happened in the Premier League, I mean, there have been so many mistakes where players haven't had that consistency of games and training for the last however long it was. You can see that professionals will make mistakes, so as a young keeper you're going to be judged more than anyone, because obviously goals going past you. It's not always necessarily your fault. There are things that happen in games that lead up to goals that could have been stopped, but people only really blame you because you are the goalkeeper. There's nothing to get yourself down about. It's just one of those things. When you do make a mistake in the game, I think the most important thing to do is to try and move on from it. It is easier said than done. It is a skill that you have to work on over the years of playing the game, and it's something that comes naturally to some people have to work on it. I know I had to work on it quite a lot. I used to get quite down about mistakes and used to get really, really upset because I didn't want to be the person that let my team down. It's just one of those things that happens in football. You make mistakes, things go your way, things sometimes don't go your way. It falls back onto how do you respond to that mistake happening. Do you dig yourself a deeper hole and make more mistakes, or do you learn from it and really, really kick on and start to show people that mistake won't happen again? Or you might have a different outcome if something does happen similar to that. My final tip for this short video is, I believe when you've settled down and you found a club that really works for you, is that when you're training, you should be putting 110% into those training sessions. It's a really old cliche, but practice makes perfect, and what you get out of training is what you put in. If you have a low input into your training, you're not going to get that much out of it. If you're putting a lot of effort in, you're going to see a better return for your effort in those training sessions. When you speak to professionals or when you watch professionals do their interviews, they always put it down to that they have put hard work in on the training ground when they were younger to right up until just before they finish their careers. They are still putting that work in because they still want to improve, they still want to be the best player that they can be. That really is a vital part of when you're younger as to when you're developing, is that you're training hard and you are putting your everything into those training sessions, trying to dedicate those sessions to whatever the coach has said for you to be training on. You need to be focused and doing that. Sometimes you might not like the sessions, but the sessions where you don't feel like you're getting the most out of it, that's when you learn the most. I hope these small bits of advice that I've been given and I'm now saying to you, I hope that they can help you, even if it is in the smallest way possible, even if it just gives you a bit of motivation to go out into training for the next session and put everything in to try and learn a bit more. If you like the video, leave a like, rating, click the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.